Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Let's talk today about some everyday items that could disappear. There are a lot of reasons you might find shortages or rising prices or just the inability to find the items that you want at a price you can afford. A lot of our disposable type items are inexpensive, so they're meant to be replaced, to throw them away. They're disposable. So there's not a very high profit margin on those items. That's why you find them loaded up at places like the Dollar Tree and at Walmart, because they're cheap, they're inexpensive. Many of these items come from overseas, so tariffs can be a problem. We hear every day, tariffs, not tariffs, big tariffs, small tariffs. What it means is it doesn't really matter. The businesses are going to try to figure out what could possibly be happening long range. They have to order things today to come months from now, and if they're unsure, businesses are either going to raise the prices on those items or stop ordering them because the profit margin is not good enough. Businesses are in business, after all, to make money. So if companies can't make money at the inexpensive small items, then they're going to focus on more expensive items, higher ticket items. Those are the things that they're going to be making, and they're all going to cost more as well. So in the meantime, we can think as preppers, what are just some everyday items that we might want to have on hand, because in the future they could disappear, and they might be items that we can get still at an affordable price. And even if they are available in the future, they may cost far more. So it's a good idea to get them now. The first category I think of is the cheap disposable items. Things like paper plates, disposable cups, napkins, silverware, those type of items that if you didn't have running water, you're going to want to use disposable items. If you want to go on a picnic or go camping, you want disposable items. So these aren't items we want to use every day, but in some situations they could become critical everyday items that you want to have on hand. So you might want to get some large plastic cups. If you have small family members, you may want to get some smaller ones. As a mother, I always said, you'd never pour more than you're willing to wipe up. Plus, you don't want to put a great big cup in a little kid's hand. And sometimes we only want a small amount, and then people tend to just fill up the cup. So if you have a smaller cup, then maybe you're going to pour less into it, so it's not going to be wasted. I also bought some styrofoam cups, because what if you want to serve hot liquids, coffee, tea, hot chocolate, hot cider? You want some insulated cups so that you don't burn yourself, and you still have the ability to use some disposable cups. Get paper plates, but don't forget paper bowls. What if you want to serve soup, stews, chili? You need a bowl for those items, and then you'll have it. It's hard to eat soup off of a paper plate. Then you want to keep your things organized, and something that I do is I keep some of those items that you get from the takeout in the bakery, say, and then you can reuse these items. You wash them well, and you can use them to store your paper plates. They fit right in there. Nothing's going to get spilled on them. They're not going to get chewed on. They're not going to get dusty or dirty. And then you can still open them up and take out the ones that you want and close it back up. So keep a lookout for the things that you would normally recycle or throw away, and see if there's a way that you can use them to organize and store your prepping supplies. I have some larger paper plates that have sections in them, and so I needed a larger container for those. This also was a disposable container from some takeaway food. Stock up on some disposable utensils, knives, forks, and spoons. Whenever I have a takeout meal and there's something that's available, I save them up. And then I also reuse them. I put them in the dishwasher, and I've almost never had a problem with them not being suitable to use again. They fit right inside a pencil box, which you can get these even at Dollar Tree in the school supplies section. You can also just use any kind of a plastic container. When I go camping with my family, I take 3 of these pencil type boxes. I put knives, forks, and spoons in a separate one. So then if we're just having cereal, you don't have to root through all of them. You don't risk spilling all of them or somebody touching them with sticky fingers if you're not going to be using all of the different types of utensils. You can put them all in one, or you can separate them. It depends how many you have and what are your circumstances and just how much room you have to store these items. Prices are also going up on food. I like the Nido Fortificata powdered milk. It's powdered whole milk. I think it's tasty. I don't buy a lot of fresh milk because I simply can't use enough of it. And having powdered milk in the pantry is very easy. You need a tablespoon of milk in a recipe. You need a half a cup. You can take the powder, mix it in. It's so simple, and it tastes just like regular milk to me. So I like to have the Nido Fortificata. The longest lasting milk is the non-fat dry milk, which I don't really care for, but I do like this, so I'm willing to use, rotate, and replace it. Here's the catch. I bought this like 2 years ago. It was $15 a can. This week when I was looking, it's now $32 for the exact same container of powdered milk. Prices are rising, and people who are saying that's not true and they don't see shortages and they don't see prices coming up, they obviously aren't going to the store, because it's just not reasonable to deny that those things are happening. Are you a gardener? Maybe like me, you have your gloves and you're wearing them out. Well, I like to buy them in a pack from Amazon, but guess what? These are made in China, and I'm running out of replacement gloves. So I'm going to be sure to order another pack of these to make sure that I can have work gloves all the way through the summer season. I use them all the time. I find them to last very well, but they just wear out when you're digging up rocks and things like that. Whatever you're doing out in your yard or the woods, my garden gloves get a lot of heavy use, and so I need to have spares. So I see they're made in China. I'm ordering some more right away. Another disposable item to think about gathering extras are filters. This is a filter to my Germ Guardian air purifier, which I need to replace them occasionally. Well, they're made in Mexico. Mexico is also somewhere that we worry about rising prices, supply chain issues, tariffs. We don't know what's going on. So if you know you're going to need to replace a filter, think about getting it sooner rather than later. What about your furnace? Yes, it's summer, but winter will come and you will need some replacement filters for your furnaces and your HVAC units, whatever you call them, wherever you live. Think about getting a few extras of those now. Light bulbs are certainly replaceable. I'm making sure that I have ample extras on hand. When I was in the lower 48, I even found a few at the Dollar Tree. And so for $1.25 for a light bulb compared to like $10 for a pack of 4 is a good bargain. So if you have a Dollar Tree near you, check it out. See if you can find the light bulbs. And even if you don't have a Dollar Tree or you can't find them, head to your hardware store or to the big box store and pick up some extra light bulbs so that you'll have them. You know they burn out, you're going to need them. So look over your fixtures, what are the light bulbs you use the most frequently, and get some extras of those to have on hand. Then once again, look at your disposable containers. Is there a way that you could repurpose that and you could organize some of your prepping supplies, keep them together where they go on their shelf or in a drawer or cabinet somewhere? Keep your things organized and together. You don't need to buy storage containers if you have them right in your recycle or your trash bin. Being a prepper means providing lifestyle insurance to your family and yourself, having the things you need, an extra put away so that you have those things on hand. So if you need a light bulb, you need some milk, you need a paper plate, you can go to your stockpile and you can get those things. You can use them, rotate, and replace them just like you do your food so that you continue to have a supply of the items that your family uses. It keeps your day running smoothly. That's why I'm a prepper. I want to have the things that I need when I want them. I want my own grocery store in my pantry. I want my own hardware store. I want my own supply of the things that I need and I count on having. Then it isn't an emergency if a light bulb burns out. It's not a problem if the water stops running. You have the items that you need to keep your life running while you figure out how to deal with that kind of an emergency. Leave it in the comments below. What do you think are some other everyday items that could disappear? We can learn from each other by sharing ideas so that we can make sure that we're prepared. Even if we didn't think about that idea, someone else helped us learn to think about things that might be a challenge to us in the future. I hope you'll like my video, share it, please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.